Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here to review Married to Medicine. And Law, it was a good episode. It was a good episode. Although I don't know where we were. Where were we? Were we at a brothel or were we at a medical mixer? What the hell did Heavenly have on? What the hell did Heavenly have on? Heavenly looked like a madam in a brothel. You know, I'm starting to really figure out a Heavenly a whole lot more. Remember, y'all, I told you that I kind of stopped watching Married to Medicine a little bit because, kind of be honest with you, there was stuff going on that I just couldn't watch. But I'm going to tell you something. The way I saw Heavenly this week take up for Jackie like a pit bull, I said, dang, she obsessed with Jackie. And then I know Jackie feeding her this Ozempic, this semaglutide, whatever it's called, so she can lose a little weight. And she might have lost a little weight, but she still wasn't ready for that dress. She was not ready for that dress with that blonde wig on. I'm telling you, she looked like a madam in a brothel. And she was sitting out there trying to pimp a Phaedra. She was trying to pimp Phaedra. But this is what I'm figuring out about Phaedra. About Heavenly. Heavenly is recreating her own insecurities in her life. One of her obsessions with Dr. Jackie, which I knew from before, was she idolizes Jackie. She's just not Dr. Jackie's friend. She idolizes Jackie. I think she loved Jackie more than Curtis loves Jackie. And we're going to talk about the passport bros because he's absolutely a passport bro. But I think Heavenly must love Dr. Jackie more than even Curtis loves Dr. Jackie. She idolizes Jackie. She loves the whole image of Dr. Jackie, the professionalism, everything about Dr. Jackie. I believe that Heavenly idolizes. When I saw Heavenly in this dress, I said, why the hell does she have on that dress? That don't even seem like Dr. Jackie's personality. Dr. Heavenly's personality. Why did Heavenly choose that dress? It wasn't until they started talking about that dress was picked out by Phaedra. And then I said, I get it now. See, Heavenly, I believe, has always felt when she was younger, even though she was chosen by Dr. Kimes, she hasn't had a whole lot of self-esteem. She hasn't. Because Dr. Kimes, which is really the only person that counts, the only person that really counts is the way your man thinks about you. And Dr. Kimes loves Heavenly's dirty draws. So really, in the end, that's all that matters. That's all that should matter. But it isn't. Because Heavenly also wants to be looked at as a certain way out here in the public. And what she has realized is she didn't grow up to being the most pretty girl in the world. She didn't. She was overweight. She was not, considered the most pretty person out there. And I think now that Heavenly has a little money, she's on this show, she's decided that she's going to start trying to live out some of those things she didn't get when she was younger. That's one of the reasons why I tell you she's obsessed with Dr. Jackie. She's obsessed with her. Now I think what she's doing is she has formed this friendship with Phaedra. That dress that Heavenly had on was absolutely a dress Phaedra would wear. Absolutely. That's also why I think she became friends with Quad. I think she sees things in women. Quad's fashion sense, her designer sense. Quad always kept her body in shape. Quad was also always popping. And I think Heavenly looks at things like that and then she admires that in people. And then she latches on to them. When she admires you, she latches on to you. And then secretly, she tries to steal a little bit of your style from you. She does. She tries to steal a little bit of the style and decorum from Dr. Jackie, but she really can't get it because she's really ghetto. But she tries to. She idolizes Dr. Jackie. Now she got Phaedra on here. Well, let me tell you, Phaedra comes from the OG world of Real Housewives of Atlanta. This party Phaedra threw for her son, Ayden, $70,000 birthday party, was reminiscent of the old days back in the Real Housewives of Atlanta when they was really doing things real big, real flamboyant, when people like me, ordinary people, would be like, dang, you throwing a $70,000 party for your child? We would watch that shit because we knew we would never do it. We knew we would never do it. But let me tell you, Married at Medicine has never brought that type of opulence on this show. Never. None of these wives on Married to Medicine ever did anything grand or real opulent. I think Toya tried to do it, but she ran broke. But here was Phaedra bringing the real wise real nostalgia, the big $70,000 carnival party, and bringing that to Married to Medicine. And all these women were in awe. They all was like, wow, this is fantastic. We ain't never seen nothing like this. Normally when we spending money doing stuff, we're going on trips, maybe Hilton Head, South Carolina. We're going to get to that. But they were impressed. And I think Dr. Heavenly is impressed with Phaedra. She is. And now she's sitting up here at a medical mixer, dressing like a madam at a brothel. But here's the catch. She was sitting up there trying to pimp off Phaedra. Anybody want her? She need a husband. She need a husband. Because there's one thing that Dr. Heavenly don't like. She don't want no single women around their husbands. Period. I got to give it to her. I got to give it to her. She said we're going to toe the line that we don't want anyone on this show who is either single or not in a relationship coming around. And Dr. Heavenly is on a mission to get Phaedra a man. Because Dr. Heavenly likes Phaedra. She wants her on the show. She does. But she wants her on the show with a man. Because she don't want Phaedra coming around looking cute with her booty out, her skin popping, all greased up around these husbands. She says, no, you're going to need to get a man. He said, no, you're going to need to get a man, and I'm going to help you get one. I'm going to be your madam. That's what I think that's about. And when Quad didn't bring no man to this show, and she wasn't thinking about getting a boyfriend to come on this show, that's why she had to go. They want to say they were mad at Quad because of all the shenanigans, and she didn't want to be friends with them. But also the real part was they didn't want no single women around their husbands. And I'm not mad at it. I'm okay with it. I am okay with it, but tell the truth. As much as she want to talk about Sweet Tea, she sure let Sweet Tea come up in that dental office. She was doing some procedure talking about something resurfacing the gums. I don't even know what that means. I guess it's because Sweet Tea shows too much gum in her smile. More teeth, no gums. I don't know. It's some kind of cosmetic procedure. And then Sweet Tea getting there and said, we need to call Dr. G and make sure it's okay for you to be doing this work on me. Sweet Tea ain't got no medical doctors. Sweet Tea ain't got no OBGYN. She ain't got no dentist. She ain't got nothing. Did she even come down here with health care? When is the last time Sweet Tea have been to any medical doctor, whether it's a dentist or OBGYN? She coming on this show all messed up. Has she had a physical? She ain't had no physical, no pap smear, no mammogram, no dental work, nothing. She was in the Navy. She should have had good medical benefits. Good Lord, Sweet Tea, what you been doing with your life all this time? They showed a scene with Toya making flowers with her husband. Eugene planned a date night for her, a date day, middle of the day. Let's go arrange some flowers. Toya was all happy. Toya ain't got shit to do during the middle of the day. Nothing. She ain't got no hobby. She ain't got nothing that stimulates her mind. Nothing. Let me tell you, she's still going to be bored. Because although this might have been a nice gesture from Eugene to take her in the middle of the day to go rearrange some flowers, and that ain't going to happen again. That is not going to happen again. That's the problem. They don't have anything in common. I talked about this on my Car Talk video. Women that have nothing in common with their husbands, and then they want them husbands to go do things they want to do, like arrange flowers. Eugene ain't interested in that. He'll do it once. He'll do this once. But because he and Toya don't have anything in common, anytime they go on a date night, either one of them has to sacrifice for the other. So last time he took her to a steakhouse, she didn't really like it because she really ain't into that. So it was more for Eugene. Now he comes here and the flower arranging is more for Toya. When y'all gonna go on a date you both enjoy? Equally. When you guys gonna have something in common? Dang. So let's get into this Hilton Head trip because this is where the fire was. This was where the fire was. First of all, let's settle the question. Do you think it was really a slip of the mind with Dr. Simone, or does she think she set it up? I'm going to tell you what I believe. I believe it was a setup. Because let me tell you something. Even if Dr. Simone had a slip of the mind, let's say she did, there is no way when Dr. Simone was planning this party and say, hey, I'm thinking about planning this party, that she didn't run it by her husband, Cecil. That would mean that both Dr. Simone and Cecil would have had a slip of the mind about what goes on in Hilton Head. And I don't believe it. I don't believe that both Dr. Simone and Cecil had a slip of the mind. And when Dr. Simone told production where she was going to plant it, that they also had a slip of the mind. I don't believe it. I believe it was a setup, and I'm okay with it. You know why I'm okay with it? Because Dr. Jackie sat back there and campaigned for Quad to be off the show. Then guess what, Dr. Jackie? You're going to need to pick up some slack. You're going to need to bring something interesting to this TV show besides coming to a medical mixer talking about why we having a medical mixer here. This is not going to be good for the Surgeon General. Nope. Bring yourself and your passport bro Curtis to this retreat in Hilton Head. Yeah, and let's dredge it all up. Let's dredge it all up. And I'm really glad to see that Sweet Tea going to come with some fire too. Because me, just like Sweet Tea and everybody else, we're tired of sitting around seeing Dr. Jackie sit in the background, have her pit bull Heavenly do all her dirty work, let her passport bro husband Curtis go to the Dominican Republic and don't want to come to work at Married to Medicine. Hell to no. I'm glad they told him, you're going to have to postpone your Dominican Republic trip, and your ass is going to have to show up in Dominican Republic if you want to save your job. Let me tell you something. Dr. Jackie should be happy with Dr. Simone, because Dr. Simone is saving her damn job. Because short of her coming on this trip and bringing something to the season this show, I don't even know why we got her here. Why the hell is she here? And let me tell you something. She also played Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly is so busy over here chomping at Dr. Simone. And then we see the scene with Dr. Jackie sitting on the couch with passport bro Curtis. And Dr. Jackie is the one saying, I really don't mind going. I really don't mind going. It was Curtis who didn't want to bring it up. It was Curtis who don't want to be embarrassed again. It was Curtis who don't want to talk about his indiscretions no more. No, that's who doesn't want to bring it up, because you know what? It really ain't in the past. It's going on right now in the Dominican Republic. Has Dr. Jackie even been to the Dominican Republic? Have we seen any pictures? Is she ever going down there at all? No, because she want to bury her head in the sand, and she really don't want to know what's going down there. Dr. Jackie and Dr. Curtis got an arrangement. She could care less what that man is doing. That's why she don't mind going on the trip. She did not mind going on the trip. But let me tell you, the pit bull wouldn't even let her talk. Wouldn't even let her talk. And then when she finally does talk, she lied and said, well, I really don't want to go. No, your husband didn't want to go. You were okay with going because Dr. Jackie is not an emotional person. She's over that little indiscretion. She's over it. I'm telling you, she is over it. She don't give a damn. She don't give a damn where he put his penis, because he's done it before and he's doing it now down in the Dominican Republic, and she has made peace with it. But the pit bull is so busy trying to protect the person that she idolizes. She's over here trying to protect Dr. Jackie more than her own man is trying to protect her. Stay out of it. She's a grown ass woman. She can handle her own battles. And she's real comfortable walking away and letting the put Bill off the leash and run through the neighborhood and bite who's ever running up and down the street. I can't stand this friendship. This is not a healthy friendship. Now, Heavenly may think this is a healthy friendship, but it's not a healthy friendship, because Heavenly is the only one going hard for Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie don't go hard for Heavenly, because if she did, she would have pulled her aside and said, why are you wearing that dress? Why are you wearing that dress? Dr. Heavenly don't care this much about Dr. Heavenly. Once again, Dr. Heavenly's in another friendship where she says she's the one doing all the work. Remember, she complained that she was doing all the work with Quad. That's because she idolizes her friends. She's not really friends with them. She idolizes them. They're really not into her like she's into them. They really not. Dr. Jackie is not into Heavenly like Heavenly is into Dr. Jackie. Quad was not into Heavenly like Dr. Heavenly was into Quad. And now Heavenly gonna get all into Phaedra, and Phaedra ain't into Dr. Heavenly like that either. Let's be real. Heavenly over here fighting over Dr. Jackie like she's some kind of man, like she her boyfriend. I know she giving you that Ozempic. I know she giving you that semaglutide. I know it. I know she is. But let me tell you, don't wear that dress again, Dr. Heavenly. Bring a dress down to your knees. You do not have the legs for that dress. It's over with. Some women need to understand, listen, the time has passed and ain't nothing wrong with it. The time has passed for you. Put on something else, look different. You can still look cute, you can still look sexy, but you ain't gotta wear nothing like that makes you look like a madam in a brothel. That was horrible. A hot mess. I'm glad they're making Dr. Jackie step up next week. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it go down. I can't wait for Sweet Tea to chime back at Dr. Jackie. But you know she's gonna get her head bitten off by Heavenly. And she ain't going to be able to take Heavenly. She ain't going to be able to take Heavenly because the minute Sweet Tea or anyone goes after Dr. Jackie, the pit bull is going to step in. And then you're going to have to get over the pit bull just to get to Jackie. And Jackie and Dr. Jackie going to get to stay up there all protected by the pit bull. Make her work for her money. Make her work for her money. And let me tell you something. I don't even believe it was Sweet Tea who really wanted to be on this show, to be honest with y'all. I'm watching her and I'm telling you, I don't think that she really wanted to be on this show. I think a lot of the pushing her to be on this show was Dr. G. I sure do. I think Dr. G wanted her on this show, not only for him to get back in the fan club, for him to get another check coming in that house because he knows he's going to need it to pay for all the things Sweet Tea's going to need. And I think it was him because there's too many situations when Sweet Tea don't even want to go. Just like she said, why I want to go on this trip with a bunch of old people, even though she married to an old man. That's another whole story. Why I want to go on this show and be bored by these women sitting up here playing jacks. I don't think it was Sweet Tea, y'all. I think Sweet Tea wouldn't mind going to a couple of parties here and there, but I don't think Sweet Tea wants to get down in the mud and do all this fighting with these ladies that she's gonna have to do. She's gonna have to do it if she want to be on this show. And I think that Dr. G wants her on this show just as much. I know everybody thinks it was Sweet Tea social climbing. I don't believe it. I do believe she helped trick him to get married. She withheld all that medical information. I do believe that. But I think it was Dr. G as well who wants to be on the show. Because let me tell you something. If Dr. G didn't want Sweet Tea on this show, she wouldn't be on it. Because he's calling the shots up there in that house. Just like she said. I got to check to see if I can get some dental work done. Dental work. You think if you can't even get no dental work done without your husband's approval, you could be on a whole show? Nah. Dr. G is running this shit from behind the scene. He's the one putting Sweet Tea out here in front. Absolutely, I believe it. Get that check, Sweet Tea. Get that check and make Dr. Jackie work for her check too. Her and Passport Bro Curtis. I want to see it. Anyway, that's it, y'all. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.